Respected sadhakas, shishyas, bhaktas of the Gurus and the Lord, Jignasus of the Tattva, Mumukshus from the Samsara, Jagat Sevakas, Dharma Samsthapakas. What beautiful, glorious is life of ours. If in all these things we are convinced and molding ourselves to live like this only the life effortlessly natural. This is the way of redemption. Knowingly or unknowingly, we were living the contradictory life to what we saw just now. It has become so deep a habit that as if it is impossible for us now to change our track from that to this. That is how it is always for everyone. But looks impossible, but never impossible. Too difficult and tough, no doubt, but then the willpower, the consistency in a well planned manner when we keep on doing, it is not impossible, it is possible. To such you all, to all of us, that great work we are doing for our own redemption. Congratulations and salutations. And one single advice is keep on doing so. Together, let us salute the Parabrahma Paramatma, salute the wielder of Maya, the Ishvara, salute his own expressions in the form of various Divya Shaktis, salutations to the Rishis, the Munis, the great Sadhu Santa Mukta Purushas who take the roles of Gurus and Acharyas and do this greatest part of divine work of communicating the moksha, jnana, moksha sadhana, moksha marga to those who are deserving and seeking. Let us salute to the great Shastra Shruti Mata. In the Shruti Rupa, Vedanta Veda Rupa, Smriti Rupa, Purana Rupa, Itihasa Rupa, and then Mahatma's Rachana Rupa. In any form it is. One sentence, one paragraph, the entire book. The Shruti Mata is there to bless us. Saluting all of them wholeheartedly, praying to them that the journey has begun because of their grace only, and it will continue till the goal is reached only by their grace. Today's common sense simple thought of 1 2 minutes is this only. Okay, result is never commanded by us. Ma phaleshu kadachana. Whether it is the result of outer worldly karma, punya or papa, result of the inner karmas of adhyatmika sadhanas. The result cannot be commanded by us. Which result will come, in which quantity it will come, where will it come, when will it come. We can't know. Both of punya karma, good positive results, rewards, papa karma, very funny. People die in the space, they die in the waters, they die in these train accidents, in the earthquakes, in the tsunamis, in the mutual wars. अब देखो, they all are result of the karma only, most of them. So where the result comes, we don't know. Of papa karma, of punya also we don't know. That is why people not at all recognized, valued in their own house or in their own village. Something clicks. They go to towns or the capitals or even to the foreign countries. Suddenly they become so famous, rich, important there, unimaginable only. Because for them, the Punya Karma Phala is there to be given. So they are sent there, they get it. Very funny it is. कोई care ही नहीं करता इधर. But then somehow they went, and here they were failures, they were humiliated, insulted. बस बस ऐसा वो दिशा हो जाती है. Suddenly they get the job, they get all opportunity provided from outside. तब तक inside also the दिमाग ठिकाने पे आ गया, that he started becoming sincere about the work, able to do it well. Suddenly the sleeping skills, everything get woken up, and he just performs. Within few years, you can see in such a good position. Then see, is that the same fellow who was getting beatings every day at home because of failures or all that? आश्चर्य होता है इस जगत में. एवरीबॉडी गली में खेलने वाला सडनली इंटरनेशनल प्लेयर हो जाता है बस. सो टू वन just as again unknown to anyone through the Karyakarta slowly becomes the MLA minister and chief minister and all. Isn't it? Persons, artists or business people. कर्म फल की बात हम कर रहे हैं. So we can't command it, and there is Ishvara who is very well made the entire structure to see the permutations, combinations of both what this jiva is doing, then what it deserves, and also Ishvara knows he is the manager of not one individual but the entire universal beings, not only human, even other kingdom of plant, animal, etc. So, keeping all of them in view, the mutual karma, mutual prarabdha, which is impossible for us to think or guess, he has to make the plans and give the results. It's a funny thing, people go to Himalayas and eat the food which they made at home. घर में खाना बना के वहाँ हिमालय में जाके खाते हैं. अब इधर ही खा सकते हैं ना? नहीं. वही प्रारब्ध है उनको, एंड दैट फूड दे हैव टू शेयर विद समवन आल्सो. विचित्र. एंड इन दैट एटमॉस्फेयर दे हैव टू ईट दैट डे. है ना? मोस्ट ऑफ द थिंग्स वी थिंक we are thinking and planning and doing. No, we are made to think and do like that, forced by our own prarabdha, of course, planned, designed, directed by the divine only. In the same way, when we spoke about Papa Punya so far, even the Adhyatmika sadhanas also. Willing should be ours. Then provisions are by the divine. Then looking at the provisions to the best of our abilities, trying to do is again our contribution. Then is this doing sufficient or not? Or how much it is of quality and all? What it deserves as reward? All of that is again divine will decide. Again, therefore, summary क्या है इसका कि are we becoming clear in our intellectual understanding? That we have to focus about the Paramatma as the goal, then internal deep journey as the means and sadhana. Second thing is what? Ensuring that we are putting our best efforts to be on the path. As much our will, our ability, our capacity permits. Koshish. This called is the intellectual honesty, called as Satyam. Satya means trying one's best to do, to achieve something which he has intellectually convinced. Of course, because we are in spiritual path, convinced about the goal as told us to us by the gurus in the Shastra. So शास्त्रोक्त लक्ष्य को पाने के मार्ग में अपने ऑनेस्टी के साथ प्रयत्न करने को सत्यम कहते हैं। The knowledge of the Shastra is Rutam. Trying our best to implement it is called Satyam. If this much we can ensure, then one more thing we have to add is we should learn the art of relaxing in the mind. Relaxing in the mind क्यों कहना पड़ता है? Without this, always in a mood of tension, anxiousness we are in. That we wanted to do 100%, not even 30% we are able to do. ऐसा ही होता है. This is the third thing we want to add, as we again and again say, if that particular period of your life is to go through some strong prarabdha, you will be lazy in that time. You will be distracted. You will be totally disinterested for the sadhana. That is how the prarabdha is working on the antakarana. Yet, not giving up and doing the best is one job of ours. Second is knowing our helplessness, knowing that the prarabdha is working through me, trying to learn to me, not tensed up, relaxed. This relaxation is not laziness, not compromising with sadhana, not getting distracted in the worldly things. This is not, this is negative. Like we are doing these classes. But there is chance a lot of tension, anxiety in for so many reasons. In my case, I can be anxious of quickly finishing the text. I can be anxious of so many other reasons. But I need not. What are my capacities? What Lord is providing opportunity. Can I say that I am doing my best? Even in that best also, it's only honesty, satyam. Best may not express because in this period of my life, I may not be deserving the inner abilities, qualities to perform best for the achievement. अब है ऐसा. हाँ, if I am conscious in knowing how to invoke divine grace and doing so, if I am conscious in knowing and doing how to manage my faculties for the better performance, even while doing so, the prarabdha will not leave us. उसको झेलना ही पड़ता है. Like in that example of the current of the river, you know, from the above to below, the water is flowing, obvious. You are traveling above in the boat, whether you go in 2 kilometer speed, 4 or 5, whatever the below current's speed is there, 4 or 5 kilometers, but वो तो असर करता ही रहेगा. सो टॉप से बॉटम का अगर ऊपर नीचे वाला 4 किलोमीटर स्पीड है, तो इफ वी आर गोइंग बाई 2 किलोमीटर स्पीड, then with 2 kilometer speed we'll go down only. If our speed of the river is 3, then 1 kilometer will. If ours also exactly 4 kilometers, we are there where we are, isn't it? 1 kilometer extra, 5. If I try, then I am going up by 1 km speed. The example is set to say what? Our effort, how much it may be, the current of the water from above with its speed will not leave us. In the same way, life may be, these things will not leave us. Therefore, we also take it as challenge. We will not leave our sadhana, and wherever, whenever, whether it is 1 day or 1 month, 1 year, when the prarabdha is good, well, isn't it? That time, if we can be intelligent, sensitive, alert, and make maximum use of it, that is what the greatest purushartha which we can do, where there are less problems, less obligations, less duties. आप भी देखे होंगे आपके लाइफ में, सडनली 1-2 महीने ऐसे होते हैं कि इतने शादियां होते हैं. You are called for that, then you have to attend classes also. You can't avoid that शादी. Very close है वो, ऐसे कैसे छोड़ेंगे आप? So that time what you do, बेचारे, you try to listen off the line, और इवन शादी में एक तरफ अक्षता डालते हुए दूसरी तरफ सत्संग सुन सकते हैं. That is our पुरुषार्थ. छोड़ दिया ना तो फिर छोड़ने का आदत होता है. छूट गया ना पकड़ना मुश्किल. Isn't it? Some other period, so kali, so free we are. But even that way, outer obligation wise, we may be free. But personally, the health problem may come up because of prarabdha. Health also is good sometime. But then, if you are unfortunate, no outer obligations, health is okay, but mind, intellect are not cooperating that 1 week. Dull we are, non inspired, lazy, monotonous. पता नहीं ये क्लास कब तक चलेगा. All of them will come. That is their track. But in spite of all this, outer obligations, health issues, and this inner makeup, when we keep doing, habit happens. That is what is the only one going to help her. When all these problems are not there, that time we can keep doing things very aggressively. And always while discussing this topic, one thought has to be added without fail, that no new sankalpas are added, no new undertakings. Because again, every one of them will become obstructions. Again, we have to struggle to eliminate them, remove them. Like any unwanted thing brought at home, चाहे वो यूटेंसिल का हो, कपड़े का हो, अदर थिंग्स का हो, बेकार में उसको एवरीडे मैनेज करना पड़ता है, या एक दिन वी हैव टू सेल देम और गिव टू समवन. Is it not intelligence not to bring anything which is not required at all? But we have a wrong notion. कल परसों काम को आएगा करके. ऐसा सालों साल we think keep so many things in our house. That is the intellectual lethargy. Same happens in spirituality also. We take it for granted by involving in new things, forgetting at that moment that these also are abstractions. Tomorrow I have to eliminate them. Especially they are the attachments to beings, more specifically. So to any of the undertakings responsibilities taken up. You take it, then jawabdari bhi hoegi. And after studying these many Upanishads and all, you can't call that also is part of sadhana and everything. For us now the sadhana is deep study of Shastra, deep contemplation, deep meditation. That's it. We cannot take initiatives or involve in some social or this or that work and obligation as sadhana. This is cheating now. वो दिन पार हो गया अभी हम. When throughout the day Bhagavan is giving us Shastras, you take some new work, though not invited or not called, and call it as also is sadhana. Like in our Gurudev's Samstha, there are some funny people. Anything what they want, they do, and they say this is Gurudev's Seva. Are Murak, Gurudev never told this to do. But people are, their liking thing they do, and they attribute it to Gurudev wanted this. Gurudev never wanted any funny things. He just read Shastra, do sadhana, anything given to you by the society, by your duties, you perform it, that's it. And everything we take up of the world and say, ये भी साधना वो भी साधना, ये अपने दिमाग का होता है. In the same way, in that place also, when we are more careful, then we are becoming sensible, sensitive, well equipped in doing sadhana, moving ahead. So, the summary of the whole thing is what? Ensure that we are doing the best from our side in a given situation. How much ever even or odd it may be, because of individual or total prarabdha, outer or inner. And then relax. Most important is relax. What is relaxation is not tensed about the inabilities of doing many, not tensed about the quickness of the result. No need. I know. As the traffic, so the driving by the driver. He'll have to. When the road is empty, जो 120 के स्पीड पे जाएगा वो. When it is a village road, you can't go even 10 kilometers. So much of traffic is मेला चल रहा है उधर. भेड़ बकरी सब आ जाते हैं रोड पे. That time also driving speed is 10, but same relaxation which was there when the road was clear and good speed one was heading. Here also spirituality may when things move all smooth, do very good sadhana, but relax. Thank God, good prarabdha, God's grace. Sometimes धक्का खाते ही जाते हैं. Bad prarabdha, God's grace, but ensure that we are doing and relaxed. And with always full faith and prayer. Bhagavan, give me better opportunities, give me better abilities. See to it that I perform better. This is a good prayer, required prayer, not wrong prayer. Lord will smilingly say, okay. Like to all the Vanaras and Sugriva, Bhagavan smilingly said to Bharata and Shatrugna, Chalo tum bhi mere saath. Isn't it? Mahaprasthanam we are seeing today, tomorrow. So, in the same way, prayers are again very powerful provided we give power to them with faith and regularity. Then the Lord infinite anyway is there operating the world, and if He receives our prayers, if they are so intentive and intensive, He looks at and says, Arey, uske raste mein lot of obstacles are there, ab jaake remove karo. Bhagwan has so many parshad of us of Him, whether it is Shiva Ganas kaho, Ganapati Gana kaho, Subramanya Gana kaho, ya Vishnu Gana, they have lot of assistants. They will come and clear our path. बेचारा ज़्यादा थक रहा है, चलो इज ऑनेस्ट, यस प्रे टू मी, दैट इज मोर देन इनफ क्वालिफिकेशन. गो एंड मेक हिज पाथ क्लियर, गिव हिम द सपोर्ट, लिफ्ट हिम. ऐसा भगवान का ऑर्डर चलता है. एंड यू कैन सी प्रॉब्लम कमिंग, प्रॉब्लम गोइंग विदाउट हार्मिंग अस. अरे कैसा हुआ ये? दैट इज द ग्रेस वर्कड आउट ऑफ प्रेयर्स. चलता रहता है इस तरह से. एंड ऑल इन ऑल, निरंतर उपनिषद अध्ययनम, nirantara intensifying the jnanam and ichha regarding the Brahma Tattva, its Swarupa and its Upalabdhi sthana and the Paddhati to reach Him. These all remain vague because of lack of memory, because of non-contemplation, etc. Not repeating at home. मनन नहीं करने का नतीजा होता है कि भूल जाते हैं बार बार. इसलिए कीप ऑन लिसनिंग एंड इंटेंसिफाई the knowledge regarding the self, its glory, a place it is available, how to reach. ये तो चलता ही रहना चाहिए. Till what time? Till we reach to a stage in our sadhana where we are doing only this job, no other thing. उतना inspiration, उतना consistency आने तक we have to go on holding on to this study of the Shastras and followed by Manan Chintan. May the divinity bless all of us to walk this path steadily, consistently, fulfilling or doing what we can do at our level and then relaxing. Relaxation should be a natural habit while intensely doing what is in our hands. At a very low level of immaturity, what is in hands we don't do. What should not be done we do. And therefore, for both reasons, we become tensed up also. इस स्थिति को पार करना है. What is in our hands, doing with the best of the intention, ability. Not hands, what can I do, leave it, but relax. है ना? All the time the heart, like you can see Puja Gurudev, how much work he has done. He has done maximum he could, but never compromise with anything. Means he never was in any tension or restless mood for any reason. Relaxed. हाँ हो रहा है. But what he has done, is it infinite? No. So there should not be anxious and all, no need. What is his upadhis are permitting, what is Ishvara wanting, what's total jivas prarabdha wanting, उतना ही होगा, उतना किया and relax. In the same way, we should learn these three things of ensuring that we are clear about the intellectual knowledge, ensuring that we are doing our best in spite of odds and events. Third is relax. ॐ ॐ ॐ ॐ सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहैः ॐ शान्तिः 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 ॐ नमो ब्रह्मादिभ्यो ब्रह्मविद्यासम्प्रदायकर्तृभ्यो वंशऋषिभ्यो महद्भ्यो नमो गुरुभ्यः ॐ सदाशिवसमारम्भां व्यासशङ्करमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम् ॐ शङ्करं शङ्कराचार्यं केशवं बादरायणं सूत्रभाष्यकृतौ वन्दे भगवन्तौ पुनः पुनः ॐ यैरिमे गुरुभिः पूर्वं पदवाक्यप्रमाणतः व्याख्याताः सर्ववेदान्ताः तान् नित्यं प्रणतोऽस्म्यहम् ॐ निधये सर्वविद्यानां विजये भवरोगिणां गुरवे सर्वलोकानां दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः व्यासाय विष्णुरूपाय व्यासरूपाय विष्णवे नमो वै ब्रह्मनिधये वासिष्ठाय नमो नमः श्रुतिस्मृतिपुराणानामालयं करुणालयं नमामि भगवत्पादशङ्करं लोकशङ्करं भव एव भवानितिर्मे नितरां समजायत चेतसि कौतुकिता मम वारय मोहमहाजलधिं भवशङ्करदेशिकमे शरणम् ॐ ब्रह्मानन्दं परमसुखदं केवलं ज्ञानमूर्तिं द्वन्द्वातीतं गगनसदृशं तत्त्वमस्यादिलक्ष्यम् एकं नित्यं विमलमचलं सर्वधी साक्षिभूतं भावातीतं त्रिगुणरहितं सद्गुरुं तं नमामि परब्रह्मणे श्रुतिमात्रे समस्त ब्रह्मविद्या आचार्येभ्यो ऋषिभ्यो मुनिभ्यो गुरुभ्यो देवताभ्यो नमः अस्मद्गुरुभ्यो नमः श्री ऐतरेय उपनिषदः आचार्येभ्यो नमः संकल्पः तेषां सर्वेषां कृपानुग्रहेण उपनिषदुक्त ब्रह्मात्मैक्यबोधस्य अस्मिन् क्षणे एव अनुभव सिद्ध्यर्थं सनातनधर्मस्य वैदिकहैन्दव संस्कृतेः साम्प्रदायानां शास्त्राणां योगभक्तिवेदान्तादि साधनाप्रक्रियाणां पुनरुत्थानजागरण विश्वव्याप्ति द्वारा विश्व आध्यात्मिक प्रगति एकता सामरस्य पुरोवृद्ध्यर्थं ये भक्त साधकाः अस्माकं सह अस्मिन् धर्म संस्थापने निश्चिताः आचार्याः गुरवः संस्थाः आश्रमाः श्रेयोभिलाषिणः तेषां सर्वेषां पूर्णायुरारोग्य ऐश्वर्य क्षेमस्थैर्यादि सत् संपदा शक्ति सानुकूल्यता साधनानां प्राप्ति बाह्य अभ्यंतर शत्रु विघ्न निर्मूलन द्वारा धर्म संस्थापन कार्ये दिग्विजयार्थं श्रीरामचंद्र स्वामिनः प्राण प्रतिष्ठा महोत्सवस्य दिव्य भव्य रूपेण अवाप्ति द्वारा राम आगमन द्वारा राम राज्य स्थापना यत्र धर्म मोक्षाः लक्ष्याः भवन्ति अवाप्त्यर्थम् अनेक शास्त्राणां अध्ययन साधना प्रयत्न मध्ये ऋग्वेदान्तर्गत ऐतरेयोपनिषदः पारायणम् आद्यशंकर भाष्य समेत अध्ययन प्रयत्न वयं सर्वे साधना प्रयत्नं करिष्यामहे ॐ मनस्तावतमशान्त्यै यस्य पादनखच्छटा शरदिन्दुनिभाभाते तं वन्दे नीलचिन्मणिम् ओमद श्रीऋग्वेदान्तर्गत ऐतरेयोपनिषद शान्तिमन्त्रः ॐ वाङ्मे मनसि प्रतिष्ठिता मनो मे वाचि प्रतिष्ठितम् आविराविर्मयेधि वेदस्य माणेस्तः श्रुतं मे मा प्रहासीः अनेनाधीतेनाहोरात्रान् सन्दधामि ऋतं वदिष्यामि सत्यं वदिष्यामि तन्मामवतु तद्वक्तारमवत्ववतु मामवतु वक्तारमवतु वक्तारम् ॐ शान्तिः 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 ॐ अथ पारायणम् अथ तृतीयोऽध्यायः ॐ कोऽयमात्मेति वयमुपास्महे कतरः स आत्मा येन वा पश्यति येन वा शृणोति येन वा गन्धानाजिघ्रति येन वा वाचं व्याकरोति येन वा स्वादु च विजानाति यदेतद् हृदयं मनः च एतत् संज्ञानमाज्ञानं विज्ञानं प्रज्ञानं मेधा दृष्टिः धृतिः मतिः मनीषा ज्योतिः स्मृतिः संकल्पः क्रतुरसुः कामो वश इति सर्वाणि एव एतानि प्रज्ञानस्य नामधेयानि भवन्ते एष ब्रह्मा एष इन्द्रः एष प्रजापतिरेते सर्वे देवाः इमानि च पञ्चमहाभूतानि पृथिवी वायुराकाश आपो ज्योतिंसित्येतानीमानि च क्षुद्रमिश्राणीव बीजानि इतराणि चेतराणि चाण्डजानि च जारुजानि च स्वेदजानि च उद्भिज्जानि च अश्वागावः पुरुषः अस्तिनः यत्किञ्च इदं प्राणिजङ्गमं च पतत्रि च यच्च स्थावरं सर्वं तत्प्रज्ञानेत्रं प्रज्ञाने प्रतिष्ठितं प्रज्ञानेत्रो लोकः प्रज्ञाप्रतिष्ठा प्रज्ञानं ब्रह्म स एतेन प्रज्ञेन आत्मना अस्माल्लोकादुत्क्रम्य अमुष्मिन् स्वर्गे लोके सर्वान् कामान् आप्त्वा अमृतः समभवत् इत्योम शान्तिः शान्तिः शान्तिः. Friends, in this Aitareya Upanishad, third chapter, we are studying, in which the Adunatana, Viragi, Mumukshu, Jignasus are mutually discussing, inquiring regarding which is the Atman to be identified with for the permanent moksha. In that question and answer, they were just discussing about Karya, Karana, Adhisthana, Adhyaropa, Satya, Asatya, Vishleshana, Atmanatma, Vishleshana. In that, they have seen outer world of perceptions can't be without the senses. They have seen senses can't be without the mana. They have seen the mana can't be without someone who is becoming aware of mana with all its modifications. He is the one becoming aware of mana itself, becoming indriyas and perceiving the world. And he is an Atman. We have to identify with Nichayam Krutavantaha. Now, in this second mantra, first and second put together, if you see, very tactfully, technically, intelligently, subtly, Shruti Mata gave that connectivity between the self, the mind, the senses. Self alone is mana, mana alone is senses. Because the self alone is mana, all modifications in the mana, that also expression of self. And because mana alone is senses, therefore all perceptions that senses do, that also is self. And yet they are conditional. Therefore, conditional self cannot give unconditional infinite bliss. That is why, even though everything is self, but self devoid of all this alone has to be predominantly, primarily, we have to identify as the self, experience that moksha anubhava. Then self alone gets into the form of mind and senses without losing its selfhood to do the perceptions, to do the sankalpa vikalpa that are ordained by the total or Ishvara as required for the world. Basically, to with which Atman finally we have to identify with. That is the main question, that is the answer. See, Koyamatmeti Vayupasmahe. Who is this Atman whom we have to do meditate to? Then Katarasa Atma. Among these two are seen. Who is the one? Now see that point? ये नवा पश्यति ये नवा शृणोति. अब देखो ये सारे इंद्रियों का काम. But Indriya cannot be without the mana. Therefore, he is the mana Atma. Mana has got these modifications. All these modifications of the mind, along with mind, are reporting to someone, are coming from someone, are being aware at every moment by someone. And he is one without second all the time. So, if at all one has to be identify with the self, that should be the self with which we have to identify. Then, divide of all these moods or modifications in the form of mind, divide of all of them without all of them. What is the original nature of that self, with which we have to identify ourselves is prajnanam. In this Upanishad, Prajnana Rupa Brahma Tadatmya for moksha is indicated. Prakarshena Jnanam, pure consciousness. And which alone is taking shape of the Antakarana and again of the Indriyas At the Antakarana level, getting modified into so many moods of Sangnyanam, Prajnanam, Ityadi. Sense level may becoming five sense organs with their abilities to perceive the world. Yet, this level of Atman is not to be identified for the moksha. And at a higher, subtler science level, self being unmodifiable, unchangeable, on that, the minding, on that, the sensing are nothing but projections, not real. The mindness on the self is projection. The senseness on the mind and the self is projection. Please remember, the entire Vedanta depends on this main thought. How much ever you are frightened and pasina and kuch bhi hua, seeing that snake and its hood and its movement, that is never real. It is projected on the serpent, on the rope, sorry. Same way, how much ever the faculties we are using them, doing works, this and that, seemingly getting the results, even experiencing them, those results through senses and in the mind, also as Sukha Dukha, yet Brahman alone is real. All these are projected on that. Isn't it? The seeing of snake, the hoods of the snake, moving of the snake, then the experience of the fear and the variety of thoughts, how to kill this snake or how to eliminate this snake or send away, how to protect myself from it. क्या क्या वृत्तियां आती हैं मन में. Seeing what? The snake which was never there. So too, about the world, the love to the world, the hatred to the world, the desire to gain the world, to fight with the world. Everything is happening on the basis of that world, which is only projection on the reality. This is the basic of Vedanta. And that projection, that getting caught up in the world, continues as long as we give it reality value. The reality value to these things are given till the real reality is not discovered. And that is why, if all Shastras have come to tell us how to deal with projected world for lesser problems, more sukha, it is only the Upanishads which teach us the real reality. Through the Upanishad, when the true reality is apprehended, comprehended, experienced, all else will be seen but knowing known as projected. Therefore, reality value is not given. Then its arrival, its stay, its going has no consequence because it is known it is unreal. But dikh raha hai. है ना? It is known, it is seen, the mirage water. But we know that it is unreal. Therefore, we don't run to go and get the water from there. Even after knowing it is a shell, it looks like silver only. But then we know now it is not silver. Therefore, our desire to possess it will not be there, which is samsara. All these things are the Vedantic thoughts which have to be digested and we have to start living life from the Upanishadic sthai, wherein, like said in Rivu Gita Ityadi, only tuning to the truth all the time, everything other than it being projected, slowly it has to be minimized. The value given, involvement in that should be minimized, bare minimum. They are called technically the sannyasi who have taken diksha only to know the truth, or those who have already known. Their vyavahara in the world is only dikshasana dikshu paribhramanta. That's it. Dikshanna matrena cha tushtimanta. Oh, that's it. What about the people, friendship with them, relation with them? What about the whole world, beauty of the world, appreciating the world? Are Baba, ये सब मिथ्या ही बोलना. Why will they caught up in that? They were only in the pursuit of, they are trying to see the truth or they have seen the truth. There's no third thing of seeing the untruth as truth and getting lost in appreciating, depreciating it. ये सब नहीं होता उनमें. हम सब in fact by giving value and involving in the world, we are only proving our delusion. that we have not known the reality and we took the unreal projected as real, thus we are suffering. All these should get sorted out. They get sorted out when we continuously contemplate. On contemplation seat, we'll be able to do the work only when you have the data. Data will be there when you are regular to classes and study at home. With this data only through contemplation, we become clear in these understandings of what is real, what is unreal. These Adhunathana Vidyarthis or Mokshus are doing that only. And their doing was so perfect, they reached the result. Therefore, their entire research paper has become the Upanishad for us. Okay. Now, from last 2 3 days, we were seeing the various moods of Antakarana. Though they all also are expression of self, but then that level of self is not liberating. Like they say, no, in the coal also there is carbon. In the diamond also there is carbon. But the carbon in the coal is not as value as the carbon in the diamond. कार्बन है जो भी है बेसिक मटेरियल दोनों में एक ही है बट देन द वैल्यू ऑफ दिस इज इट्स ओनली इसका नहीं दैट इज व्हाई everything is brahman yet pure brahman alone is brahman for moksha. These are all conditional brahma. That's why the kshara brahma akshara brahma. We want akshara brahma for moksha, not kshara. Kshara bhi brahma hai because when everything is brahman, this also has to be brahman. Sarvam hi etat brahma. But I am Atma Brahma. And that Soyam Atma Chatushpat. And the Chaturtha Pada is Turiyatma. How systematic was that guidance in Mandukya? I believe 5 6 rounds, if we do of Upanishads, then we get an idea of how each Upanishadic thought process leading to the reality is so unambiguous, crystal clear, perfect. Like 5 6 times when you read Tulsi Ramayana or Valmiki, you know how well structured and well put are these Shastras by those great Bhaktas. Our intellect, when it is not able to apprehend, we see confusion in it. But when we become Bhakta, we see there's nothing but clarity, perfection. मजा आता है जब ये आपको आइडिया आ जाता है. When you look at Kathopanishad as a Vihanga Vikshanam, bird's eye view, the way the child goes to father, asks, whom are you giving me? He says, go to Yama, I'm giving you. And वहाँ से लेकर अंत तक, all of that is such a perfect thing. Like now the Ram Mandir Prana Pratishtha. And how it started 500 years back. But very few people, had capacity guts. But last 100 years, some people like RSS came. And 80, 70 years back, the VHP took over. Then they created the Kar Sevaks or Car Sevaks. Then the 92, they have done the thing to begin with. For every construction, there has to be destruction of the negative. Then how slowly the time we waited for. Thank God, correct government is elected, who is going legally, not like the earlier ones, biased manner. So consciously, whether others know or not, work was going on. Then the enhancing about the case, the listening, the evidences, the proofs, finally the verdict. That was the second beginning. Dvitiyam Janma. First was 92. Second is this one, 3 years back. The third one is this one. The construction started perfectly systematically. Low bus day after tomorrow is the Prana Pratishtha. And how many hundreds and thousands are working? There are 1,000 people working, making garlands only. You understand? To put the whole Ayodhya decorated and all. दूसरे में फिर कितने लाखों काम कर रहे हैं. Systematically everything is happening. For Rama Bhagwan, we are welcoming him and he is angry with us, saying, अगले बार ठीक तरह रहना. कोई ऐसा गधा बंदा something they try to do it, don't give them chance. फिनिश कट कुछ भी करना है करो. दे शुड नॉट इवन आंख उठाकर देखना है. ऐसा बनना चाहिए. पूरा रूल्स पूरा बनना है. कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन रूल फर्स्ट थिंग स्टॉप कन्वर्शन, उसको एंटी बना देना है. देन ऑल अदर नॉनसेंस ऑफ द अदर रिलीजन दे डू, सब न्यूट्रलाइज करना है. Then more strict rules to be put, especially for the Hindu Sanatana Dharma temples. More and more facilities, freedoms have to be given. Then जाकर फिर से सनातन धर्म राम राज्य will come. I am praying to Rama, not just come sit and have chapan bhog every day. You must be as busy as you were in Treta Yuga in establishing dharma and moksha. भगवान कुछ भी माने, मैं तो उनसे डिमांड करने वाला. Whether strongly demand, request, pray, beg, all that. In the same way, every shastra is systematic. Okay. So, Sangnyanam, Vijnanam, Ajnanam, Vijnanam, Prajnanam. Then which are the other things? We have seen yesterday with their meanings. Mhm. Prajnanam, then Medha. What is that? Grantha Dharana Samarthyam. These are all the Antakarana Vritti modes. How many times you have to contemplate on this to get to the point for which these are being told? That Medha, the Grantha Dharana Samarthya, is a capacity of Antakarana in whose form the self alone is expressing, but it won't liberate because of that faculty of Grantha Dharana we have. The pure immaculate self, infinite self, identity alone is moksha hetu. That is what is the research of these great jignasus adunatana. These modern jignasu mumukshus are coming to that conclusion only. Then dhrutihi dharanam we have seen. Then matihi mananam visa. Manisha, the swatantrata in the mananam unbiased. Because of outer influence or because of inner weaknesses. बिना उसका जो सही यथातथ का मनन कर सकते हैं, निश्चय को आ सकते हैं, that beautiful unbiased true conviction born out of logic is called manisha. Remember, all scientific discoveries are first matihi, later on manisha. है ना? No scientific law works because of any biasness. है कि नहीं? है ना? ए बिग एमएलए और एमपी, उसने लाइव वायर को पकड़ा, दैट इलेक्ट्रिकल इक्विपमेंट विल नॉट हैव ए बायसनेस. यार ये तो एमएलए एमपीएस को छोड़ देते हैं. नो बायसनेस, दे आर मनीषा. Isn't it? No, no, no. He is a big person in the whole country. He is the chief commander of all the army, air for naval. Therefore, the flight should not get crashed. ऐसा नहीं होता है. अगर वो क्रैश होना है तो क्रैश होएगा. That man will die along with his wife and all. You have seen 2 years back, 1 year back. Interesting. Yesterday night, some CEO and some president of a huge multinational company, they were coming down with an iron setup as a show. They have to address the gathering and promote something. वो बेचारे वो हवा में वो टूट गया वो. From 20-15 feet high, they fell. That person, who is that chief executive, he died only. किस देश से इधर आया वो मरने को बेचारा. Indian based only, but he is a owner of a company, UN and all. Oh, it was so funny. There is no favoritism, biasness. It's only Manisha. That is the meaning of Manisha here. Ki Swatantram. Manan with Swatantra. Just give an example. Nature, when a tsunami comes, it will not see small building, big building. It won't see rich person, poor person. It won't see person honest or this. सबको डुबाएगा वो. Unbiased. Hmm. I'm not telling you the stories of tsunami and all. We are explaining the word Manisha here. Then came next one, Jyotihi Visa. Then Smrutihi, the Smarana Shakti. दोनों है स्मरण. स्मरण रहना भी जरूरी है, जिसका रहने से देर से फायदा, एंड विस्मृति ऑल्सो इज रिक्वायर्ड. We should have that ability to forget many things, not only the class, but other dukkha, disappointments, which go on remembered by us and we relive those miserable moments. जो जूती यहाँ कहा है उसकी जरूरत नहीं, हो गया ठीक है, दैट इज अ पार्ट ऑफ द गेम. नाउ लुक अहेड. Some people have unfortunately the smruti of bad experiences more. And वो भी because of ego they remember it again and again to fight with others. मियाँ बीवी की लड़ाई में यही होता है. What loving moments they spent, they don't remember it because ego strong हो गया ना. Only the fighting moments they renew. Give entertainment to the creator. Then Sankalpaha is Shukla Krishnadi Bhavena Sankalpanam Rupa Adina. Sankalpa is doing Sankalpa, colors and shapes, etc. That is also thought of the mind. I can like when you travel in car into a long distance crossing these cities and villages, you will see that huge empty barren land. संकल्प होता है वहाँ, यार यहाँ पैडी ग्रो करें, या नहीं तो यहाँ एक फैक्ट्री यहाँ लगाए, या कोई कुछ इंडस्ट्री शुरू करे. संकल्पास होते हैं लाइक दैट. एक सिटी को बसाएं इधर, और एनी गुरुकुला कैन बी स्टार्टेड और सम अदर आश्रम कैन बी मेड. डू यू नो दीज आर ऑल कॉल्ड संकल्पास. हियर है शुक्ला कृष्ण कलर वाले संकल्प, शेप वाले संकल्प, और एनी ऑफ द संकल्पास आर कॉल्ड संकल्प स्थिति ऑफ द मन. देन नेक्स्ट वन इज क्रतुः. वी हैव सीन यस्टरडे क्रतुः स्थिति ऑफ मन इज अध्यवसायः. अध्यवसायः मीन्स decided bus is doing it and it is done also. है ना? It is as small as what breakfast to be made today. It is an adhyavasaya. There is no doubt regarding what she makes that day. Adhyavasaya sthiti कहते हैं उसको. So to which are the works to be done, places to visit, people to meet. That nischayatmika sthiti. Like our adhyavasaya, every day will come and study Upanishad. This is also the buddhi sthiti of nischayatmikata, that is adhyavasaya. That is the meaning of the word kratuhu in the main mantra. उसके बाद क्या कहते हैं? असुहु. असुहु मीन्स प्राणनादि जीवन क्रिया निमित्ता वृत्ति. So pranana adi jivana kriya nimitta vritti is asu. In that there is a hunger and thirst, then the preparation of the food and consumption of food, chewing it, eating it. We do it, no? That is what is the kratu. यज्ञ, क्रतु को यज्ञ भी कहते हैं, यज्ञ को भी क्रतु कहते हैं. So maintaining our life is a yajna, necessarily to be done. For that, whatever is to be done, to be done. है ना? In this क्रतु प्राणादि क्रियाणाम जीवन क्रिया निमित्ता वृत्ति. हाउ लाइक ए क्रतु और यज्ञ. एवरी डे सुबह दोपहर शाम वो खाना बनाना, खाना खाना, बर्तन मांजना, एंड पुटिंग द थिंग्स इन बैक इन द शेल्व्स. हाउ सिस्टमैटिकली दे हैपन लाइक यज्ञ. Because eating bhojana required for the body's maintenance, mind's maintenance, prana maintenance is a yajna type of thing only. That's why Bhagavan says, Aham Vaishwanaro Bhutva Praninam Dehamaashritah Pranapana Samayuktah Pachamyannam Chaturvedam. ये यज्ञ है, ये क्रतु है. What it is? Consuming the required food, maintaining the body. Body maintained for sadhana. Therefore, anything done for this yajna of maintenance of the body is called as kratuhu. So pranana adi jivana kriya nimitta vrittihi is called kratuhu. That also the thought of the mind. Nothing but consciousness expressing at that level in the vyavahara. In paramarthikatha, nothing is happening. Please remember it. In pure paramarthika Brahman, there is nothing is needed to happen, nothing is happening. A step down when we come in the vyavaharika things, all these as if are happening. So paramarthika, vyavaharika, samsarika. In Paramarthika, pure Brahman. In Vyavaharika, Brahman is using his infinite power for all this drama, for his entertainment. Samsarika, that we take so real, forget the reality, and hold on to some things and beings who should not be held. That nonsense is samsara. Na- Whole world is in time and place happening. Time keeps on flowing. In that flow, the time in the place creates various things, being situations, and it is in a motion and no need to be controlled, continuously moving it. In that huge movement of the time, in the space, so many things get manifest, get resolved. Nothing to be valued or worried. Not knowing this very sublime truth. In that time, some things beings around us, we hold on to them and we try to eke out the non-existing happiness from them. Then we never get it, we become miserable. Is not a samsara. Same thing when nothing is expected is called as vyavahara. When all of that is transcended and only pure self is seen, it is paramarthika. So kratuhu, atuhu. Then next one is kamaha. What is kamaha? Asannihita vishaya akanksha. Trishna. That thing which is not sannihita, near to me. Near physically, near as owner in my mind. You know? This is near to me, or I am not the owner of that thing. So this should be near to me, and I must be owner. Ownership also is the nearness, sannihitatva. Like the children, when you give them a gift, they hold it so close, only to prove that they have the ownership on that. Nahi dunga main, he will move only the other side. So that is mata about the things, being very in proximity with them. That is called as kamana. Kamaha is asannita vishaya akanksha trishna. Though which are not owned by me, which are not mine, wanting them to be mine, I want to be the owner of them. That type of mode of the mind is called kama. Kama, okay? Then, vashaha. What is the vashaha? We become vasha to some thoughts, helpless victims. That is the next level of kamana only. That is why for the vashaha, the example he gave was stri uh, vyatikaradi abhilashaha, the very powerful thought desire in the mind for some bhoga of this type. They are taken for granted, natural, as if we cannot be without them. In that, all addictions can come because we are in the vasha of that addiction. See that smoker, how so systematically at that time his hand goes to the cigarette and the match box lighter. अब देखो वो इतना वश में है उसका. He might have not done any other social service, naukari, even coming to spiritual classes so timely systematically. But ये तो इतना systematically करेगा. That much vasha. So, Stri Vyatikaradi, Abhilasha is called Vashaha. Abhilasha, the desire. Addictional desires. Life maintaining desires are not desires, they are all dharma. Some things not mine, but I want them is called kama, we have seen above. So, the difference between kama and vasha. Vasha is totally slave. Kama is I desire it, I have capacity, I get it. If I don't mind. Vasha is not like that. It is not required, it is destructive, yet I am in the vasha of that thought vritti that I will have to go through it. Very terrible it is. In this, so many other things also come. And on the name of entertainment, people take some risky things and they die in that. भाई मत करो यार, डेंजर है, फिर भी करना चाहता है, उसके वश में है वो. We have seen the drinks addictions, this type of addiction mentioned here, but many other also are there under the vasha of which we go. Like the rash driving of 140. वो उसके वश में आ गया वो छोटा वो लड़का. बोलो उसको, अरे यार दिस इज नॉट द करेक्ट प्लेस, एनीथिंग व्हीकल इज नॉट सुटेबल फॉर दैट। वो उसका उस इंटॉक्सिकेशन में होता है, नो आई हैव टू स्पीड अप, बस हो गया एक्सीडेंट। Like that, some things done carelessly coming under their influence. That's Bhashya, taking the risks, etc. Then, oh yeah, it said the list of all the modes of the antakarana are enumerated. He says, iti eva madhyaha, भाष्यकार का भाषण पढ़ रहे, अंतःकरण वृत्तयः, all these are what? अंतःकरण वृत्तयः. Listen, प्रज्ञप्ति मात्रस्य उपलब्धुः उपलब्धि अर्थत्वात्, प्रज्ञप्ति मात्रस्य उपलब्धुः उपलब्धि अर्थत्वात्. There is somebody, the pragnapti, pure consciousness, and he is the upalabdha, the obtainer, the experiencer, the seer, the witnesser. For his upalabdhi, availability, they are there. Therefore, all of them are thoughts of mind which are objective now, not the subjective self. Self has to be subjective, it can't be objective. So they in their contemplation listed out, दो चार लिस्ट किया वृत्तियों का, बाकी भी इंस्पायर्ड होकर दे आल्सो वेंट ऑन सप्लाइंग, अब 20-25 बन गए, देन चलो रोको, नो मोर ऑफ दीज थिंग्स, लेट अस एनालाइज देम. When they were realized, it is found that there is some pragnapti beyond, behind, who is the Upalabdha, for whom these are all the Upalabdhis. Upalabdha is gainer, seer, experiencer, or witness. For that inner pragnapti swarupa Upalabdha, the seer, witnesser, these are all the seen or witnessed things. Therefore, all of them with which we were so far identifying and living life, in fact, they are all anatma, not the Atman to be identified with. Because their inquiry is which is the Atman to identify for moksha. ये सब नहीं हो सकते हैं, ये सब एक प्रज्ञप्ति रूपी आत्मा के ही उपलब्धि के लिए है. दैट प्रज्ञप्ति रूप आत्मा इज उपलब्ध, दैट इज द सेल्फ. So that pure consciousness, which is the real subject, to whom all these are objects, that real pure consciousness is the self to be identified and established in. कब करोगे आपकी मर्जी, जब करोगे तब मुक्ति होगी, नहीं करोगे तो फंसे रहो इन ऑल दीज मूड्स. ओके, प्रज्ञप्ति मात्र से उपलब्ध हो उपलब्ध्यर्थत्वात् शुद्ध प्रज्ञान रूपस्य ब्रह्मणः उपाधि भूताः. देखो, he is so conspicuous and clear and unambiguous and non-vague, Shankara Bhagwan, in his putting the words. Because this is a very crucial topic. यहाँ कुछ मिस हो गया तो सारा गड़बड़ हो जाएगा. इसलिए यहाँ केयरफुली सिंपल वर्ड्स से complete important real topic he is conveying. Therefore, they are all the upalabdhis for the upalabdha. Therefore, prajnana rupasya, pure prajnana, consciousness, brahmanaha, who is talked as Brahman in all other Upanishads, upadhi bhutaha. They are all the upadhis for this Brahman. Upadhi bhutaha. Then, upadhi bhutaha, upadhi janita gunanama deyani bhavanti. उपाधि जनित गुणनाम ध्येयानि भवन्ति संज्ञान आदीनि. Like what is a chair or table? Chair and table are only upadhi on that plastic or the wood. Upadhi only. Which upadhi is that which never exists independently, but imagined. Then it has some conditionings that are superimposed on that on which it is an upadhi. Then that is taken like that. What is chair and table? It's a concept, no? That is superimposed on the chair, on this plastic or on that wood, which is shapeable, moldable. Thereafter, we call that plastic or this wood as chair and table. अब देखो, कोई भी बोलता नहीं और प्लास्टिक को ले आओ या इसको इस वुड पे बिठाओ उसको. Nobody says. कुर्सी पे बिठाओ ही कहते हैं. उसको उपाधि लग गया उसके ऊपर. But where he is seated or made to sit is on the wood only, combat में. उसको लकड़ी पे ऊपर ही बिठा रहे. Isn't it? प्लास्टिक पे ही बिठा रहे. बट कहीं सुना आपने उसको प्लास्टिक पे बिठाओ? बोलते भी है प्लास्टिक पर, लेकिन चेयर दे हैव टू ऐड, bring that plastic chair. You understand? Upadhi given to the Adhisthana. And we have seen in other Upanishad exhaustively, the Rupa Nama alone are the Upadhis. That is also Mano Sankalpita. They can't exist independent of the Adhisthana. Therefore, whatever we see is the Rupa Nama Aropana Upadhi on pure Paramatman. Therefore, Paramatman formed and named is the whole Brahmand. Paramatma has no form and no name of his own. We superimpose and we see Paramatma through that. Gold never became ornaments. We have seen ornament in gold. We have molded it into the ornament. We call it as ornament. In and through all that, gold has not changed. It is the same. Isn't it? In how much of sophisticated manner we mold the gold to be any ornament. Still, the goldness in it, has it gone away? Same way, Shuddha Brahman Satchidananda, in whatever the way we perceive it through Upadhi, to the Satchidananda Brahma, no dent happens, no modification, no change happens. It is the same all the time. So the crucial thought here discussed is what? Iti eva madhyaha antakarana vrittayah pragnapti matrasya upalabdhu upalabdhyartatvat shuddha pragnana rupasya brahmanah upadibhutaha tad upadijanita gunanamadeyani bhavanti sangnyanadini. To make it more clear, sarvani eva etani, all these things, Sangnyanam, Agnyanam, Pijnanam, Prajnanam, Medha, all of them, Sarvani eva etani, Prajnanasya namadheyani bhavanti. They are all the names of the Prajnanam. Then Nasvataha Sakshat. Here Nasvataha Sakshat is an interesting word. In Tingaki, they themselves by themselves, they don't exist without the pure consciousness. And in the pure consciousness, none of these things are there. Isn't it? As we told you just now, there is nothing called as chair and table without plastic. Can there a chair and table exist without the plastic? In the plastic, there is no chair and table. What is chair and table? Namadeyam of plastic. So to none of these vritti modification be there without self. In the self, none of them are there. Then what is the position of the self and that? The self is that inexplicable. But all of them are the names of the self. Names given to the self. Names given to the self which is never named. Nameable. Self is such a pure immaculate thing which can never come under any forming and naming. What is the meaning of forming and naming is modifying. As long as from its original nature it doesn't get modified, you cannot call it as it is formed. Like that plastic. आप स्टूल के रूप में बनाओ, टेबल के रूप में बनाओ, चेयर के रूप में बनाओ. Is the plastic changing? वो यथा तथा ही है प्लास्टिक ही. Therefore that is अव्याकृत, unmodifiable. It is as it is. But then the different shapes that you are imagining for your utility and calling it as stool or chair or table. This is a very subtle, crucial thing. Then holding on to this knowledge, then we enter into deep meditation after many, many years of practice, in which in the initial stages we try to make the mind single pointed, bring it to Ekagra Bhumi, freeing it from Kshipta Mona Vikshipta. After that Ekagra Bhumi, we bring it to the Samprajnata Sthai. At the Sampragnata sthai, the Viveka Kyati is born. In the Viveka Kyati sthiti of yoga, this thing is understood. What is there is alone, plastic alone always. The chair and table are the Rupa Nama superimposed on it for our utility. यूटिलिटी के लिए लाते हैं, फिर उसके ऊपर राग द्वेष होकर मेरे चेयर में तुमने क्यों बैठा, दिन लड़ाई करते. Samsara with mamata on the projected world, on the pure self, which is always reality. Now these are, one has to contemplate on these things. Then Narayana, सर्वाणि एव एतानि प्रज्ञानस्य नामधेयानि भवन्ति न स्वतः साक्षात् तथा च उक्तम्. A quotation is given from Brodharanyaka, prananneva prano nama bhavati ityadi. So the pranana kriya is superimposed on the self, and then the self is called now as the prano nama. You know, the shape of chair is superimposed on plastic, and now that is called as chair. Like you give a name to your child and you call him by that name. Oh, fix ho jata hai usko. As if otherwise on the child, anywhere you do the research inquiry, that name you never find. है ना, एक्सरे बायोप्सी ऑल टेस्ट करो, नाम दिखेगा क्या उस पे? नहीं है. देयर इज ओनली सुपर इम्पोज in the same way. So this last para is crucial. 2-3 beautiful those lines. Again we just browse through, then enter into the third mantra in tomorrow's class. Om 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 Om. ओम पूर्णमद पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते. ओम शांति शांति शांति. हरि ओम. श्री गुरुभ्यो परमर्षिभ्यो परब्रह्मणे श्रुतिमात्रे तत्सत् ब्रह्मार्पणमस्तु. थैंक यू.